In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can create your instant form advert. Listen, if you are running advert on 2026 and you are generating lot of lead, if you do not have a website, I can guarantee you that instant form is the second best thing that will happen in your business. And you want to learn how you can do it the right way. I'm talking about step-by-step process. So you want to make sure that you are following this video and you watch it to the end. Now, if you want to create an instant form, there are several things you need to keep in mind. Number one, you have to manually export this lead so that you can call them or email them, or you can simply integrate with your ConvertKit, with your Zapier and all other automation. However, this video is going to show you exactly how you can create your instant form ad first, because it is when you create your instant form ad that you can now even start thinking, oh, how can I automate it? What can I do about it? So you need to know how you can create your instant form lead first. The very first thing you need to do is to come to this ad manager. If you already have a Facebook account, just go to www.facebook.com/ad manager and I'm going to click on it. So you're going to take me to my own ad manager. Now, the first thing we do, of course, anytime we want to create an advert, is to click on create. All right. The first thing we do here is to click on this green button called create. When we click on create, it's going to ask us several questions. What are the campaign objectives that we're looking to create? What do we need? Because if you want to create an advert for awareness, you have to choose awareness. If you want to create an advert for traffic, you have to choose traffic. But I always recommend, if you're a business owner and you are running advert to generate lead, you have no business with traffic, because what does traffic actually do for you? Traffic send a lot of traffic to your landing page. But that does not mean that you are going to get lead. You are only going to get a bunch of click that will end up wasting your money and your ad budget. I've tried it over time and I can tell you, if you want lead, just go for lead. The next thing here is engagement. What exactly is engagement? Engagement is when you create a post on Facebook and you want people to engage on that post. You want a lot of comments, a lot of shares, a lot of like. You can create an engagement ad and select that post that you made on Facebook, or you can create a new post. That means you are aiming for more like, more comments, more shares, and all of that. Now, for lead, which is what we're talking about, is going to give us specifically leads for our business. So we're going to choose lead. You see, it is good for website and instant form lead, instant form, messenger and Instagram and WhatsApp, conversion and calls. We are going for lead. So we'll go for lead and we'll click on continue right here. The next thing is going to show us, do you want to use tailored lead campaign or manual lead campaign? For me, every time I run ad, I always choose manual lead campaign because I don't want to go through the tailored method. So I'm going to click on continue right here. And it brings me to the campaign column. There are three different columns whenever you are running ad. The first one is the campaign column. The second one is the ad set column. And the third one is the ad column. What is a campaign column? The campaign column is simply where we choose the ad objective, just like we have done when we chose lead. That was the campaign column. That's literally all the things that we do in the campaign column. Now, I like to name my ad because I have over 200 different adverts, and if I don't name it the right way, I might end up confusing myself when I'm maybe looking to optimize it or want to edit the ad. So I'm going to name this instant form test ad because I'm actually not creating this advert for the ad to run. I'm creating it because of the video that I'm doing on YouTube. Okay, the next thing I do here is sometimes you might be tempted to choose. There are two different budget options here. You can use campaign budget, you can use asset budget, but let's go through it one after the other. Campaign budget automatically distribute your budget to the best opportunity across your campaign, also known as advantage plus campaign budget. What does that mean? It means that if I use that campaign budget, I can create one campaign, and inside one campaign, I can have 5 different ad sets, right? Now, inside that 5 different ad sets, I am telling Facebook, I want you to spread whatever budget I have allocated for that campaign. It can be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. I want you to spread it across all the ad sets that I have. And I need you to optimize it yourself. What I mean is this: I have 5 different ad sets, and Facebook just found out that only 2 is performing well. So the other 3 are not performing. Do you know what Facebook is going to do for you? Facebook is going to allocate more of your budget. In fact, almost 90% of your budget, Facebook is going to allocate it to only the campaign that are performing. So what about those that are not performing? Facebook is going to literally abandon it. Now, inside your mind, you'll be like, oh my God, I think this is the best method and it will help me save money. Well, relax first. This might be the best method. However, some campaign, when you publish it, it needs time to optimize. Sometimes it might take 24 hours, sometimes it might take 48 hours. That is why, if you have noticed, whenever you publish campaign, if you leave it longer, you might end up noticing that the cost per result starts reducing, and you'll be wondering, oh my God, what if I have turned this advert off from the beginning? That means I must have missed this sweet advert that is running now. That is why I even recommend 24 to 48 hours is enough. You can literally allow your advert to run for 24 to 48 hours. I see some of the Facebook advertisers that are just starting, they launch an advert by 1 a.m. and maybe by 6 a.m. they're already checking. Why am I not getting results? Lead are not coming. I've spent 300 naira. I've not gotten results. No, you have to literally listen. This is what I do. When I publish advert, I just close that ad manager and just go and do something else. Maybe I can start attending to my lead. I can be creating content. I can be shooting video just like I'm doing now. But I don't have any business to always be going into ad manager, checking it every 30 minutes. Do you know what you're going to do? You are going to literally cause yourself high blood pressure. It doesn't worth it at all. All right. So what you do, and I recommend this, think of the amount that if you lose it, it will not make you go scatter. Like, for instance, if you use 20,000 naira daily budget, I mean, if you lose that amount and without result, it might shake you. But what if you use 2,000 naira? As a business owner, you can literally lose 2,000 naira because you want to test something in your business, something that could actually work. Because if that thing works, it will bring in more and more money. However, sometimes it might not work, and that is perfectly okay. All right. That's why I recommend. In fact, that is one of the main reasons I say, as a new advertiser, when you are testing, start with low budget, because you can sometimes leave your advert for 72 hours. That is 3 days before you can even think of, oh, I want to turn it off. I want to check whether it is working or not. But if you have used 20,000, imagine 20,000 running for 3 days. That is literally a lot of money, and you end up spending money without result. If it is 2,000, that is just 6,000 for 3 days. And guess what? Sometimes this advert might be bringing result. The only difference is that it is bringing result at a high cost. So it's not like the results are not coming. It's just that it is coming, but it is at a high cost. Meaning you are not totally losing. You are still getting something back, but you are now paying more to get it back. Anyway, that is for the campaign budget. Now, what is ad set budget? If I choose this ad set budget, notice something. If you choose campaign budget, they will allow you to put your budget on the campaign level. So this is why I can choose 20,000. However, the moment I choose this ad set budget, that budget disappears. It's not going to show in the campaign column. Do you know where it will show? It will show in the ad set. That is this second one. Why is that? It is like literally the opposite of what I explained. If you choose ad set budget, if you are running 5 different ad sets, you are going to be the one to manually decide how much Facebook is going to be charging on each of them. So you are not giving Facebook any control. You are not telling Facebook to make sure you focus on the winning one and abandon. No, no, no. If you have 5 ad sets and 2 is still working, but 3 is not working, guess what? Those 3 are still going to be spending the amount you allocated to it. And that is why I recommend, please go and install Ad Manager app on your phone, so that when you finish creating your advert on laptop, you can literally use your phone to be monitoring what is happening. Remember, I didn't say go and be checking it every 30 minutes, but sometime maybe at the end of the day, you can just, okay, let me log into my Ad Manager app to see the kind of result that came in. You know why? if you don't monitor it, remember that you use the ad set budget. If you don't monitor it, Facebook is still going to be spending your money regardless of whether result comes or not. This is literally one of the disadvantages of using asset budget, but I can tell you it is what I am using and it is what is giving me all the results that I'm running. The other day I posted on Facebook where I said I am running 78 different campaigns at once. I have spent over 8 million naira just this year alone. This is 1st of February, but this year alone I have spent over 8 million naira running 78 different campaigns. Do you think I will be able to spend that amount of money if the ad is not getting results? Of course not. The ad is bringing lots of lead. In fact, this morning I just downloaded 150 lead and I have sent it to my sales call team. By the maybe 9 a.m., they will start calling these people, closing the sales. This is what I do repeatedly every day. And I can tell you, if it was not profitable, I will not be doing it. But it is profitable. Do you know, on a side note, do you know that sometimes your customer just want to hear somebody's voice? Sometimes you will get en route with all this chatting. Sometimes you can just pick up your phone and call your lead. Once they hear your voice, you have closed the sale. Sometimes they just want to hear that is somebody that is there because most times scammers don't literally like calling people per se. Some of them based on chatting, and even if when you call them, their number does not go. When you want to reach them, they will not pick and all of that. But if you're a business owner that is genuine, you should not have any problem calling your lead. So one thing, and I learned this when I was hosting my sales conference. That was the first time that I used this method. I used instant form, run ad. Once the lead come in, I send it to the people that I employed, and they will be calling these people. And immediately those calls started, I noticed that sales started coming up higher and higher, more than the time I was just focusing on chatting and all of that. That was when I adopted calling in my business. So if you are listening to me now, maybe you want to use that method. When people fill in a form, make sure you tell them to put in their correct phone number that you will call them. Most times people want to call, and that is why even when you are running advert, make sure that you put your active phone number on your advert. Someone might see your advert, ignore all the link and the button you are telling them to click, just pick up their phone, input the phone number you put on your ad, and call you. And once they hear your voice, there is a way you sound, and immediately you close the sale, even if it's high ticket sales, maybe 500K, 1 million naira, 350K, or even if it's 30,000 naira product you're selling. Call these people and you make more sale. I can tell you that is what I'm doing and it's working for me. Okay, let's proceed now. So the next thing I do is I turn off this share some of your budget with other ad sets. See what you say. We will share up to 20% of your ad sets budget with other ad sets with this campaign when it's likely to improve performance. Well, I literally do not like that, so I turn it off. This is all we do in the campaign column. Go through this again after you understand. This is all we do. The next thing I do here is next. All right, I click on next and I also name it. Remember, I talked about naming so that I don't forget. Instant form test ad. Okay. You are going to now pay more attention. This is conversion location. Conversion location. Choose where you want to generate lead. What it means is when people click on the advert you are running, where do you want to send them? Do you want them to go on the website? Do you want them to go on WhatsApp? Do you want them to just go on instant form? Instant form, we are going to create it. It is a form that Facebook gives you inside Facebook. So you are going to collect detail of your lead without them leaving Facebook. And that's one of the reasons it actually works, because you are not literally sending them to any external website. They are inside Facebook. They are filling the form inside Facebook. They are submitting it inside Facebook, and you'll be able to download it. I'm going to show you all of that in this video. Okay, so I'm going to click on this drop down. There are a lot of them, but I'm going to choose instant form. As you can see, it says recommended. I mean, you could get more conversion if you use instant form as your conversion location. All right, so I'm going to choose instant form. The next thing here is, of course, you choose your page. If you have different pages, make sure you choose the one that is your right one. And if you have not accepted the meta lead ad terms for your page, it's going to show you view terms, and then you accept. Just a checkbox and you're able to accept. But you can see what you said here. You have accepted your meta lead item. So I'm not going to do that again. Performance goal is important. Two things: maximize number of lead or maximize number of conversion lead. Well, I would say that it depends on what I'm selling. For instance, if I'm selling a 500,000 naira offer, I'm going to choose the second one. You know why? For this 500K offer, I literally don't want crowd. Of course, you don't want crowd. You just want the target audience. You just want the few people that are very interested. But because of the kind of offer I'm selling, which is a low ticket barrier offer, what I mean is just a way for me to recover my ad spend. I am not really looking at making a lot of profit because I have an upsell that I'm selling at the background. That is where my profits come. This low ticket offer is just for me to make sure I don't run out of fund. Several years ago, I would run advert, and sometimes I will run advert for 2 days, and because I'm waiting for lead to convert, my money have finished. I will pause it for like 3 days until another lead convert before I now start running it again. And at the end of the day, you find out that in a month, you could maybe run advert for just 10 or 13 days. So what happened to other days that you did not run ad? That was when I developed a strategy that I can use to make sure that I don't turn off my ad. You know why? I don't turn off my ad because every single day I am making the ad spend back at least. Now, sometimes you could make even more than the ad spend. So you could make maybe 100,000 naira profit, maybe 50,000 naira profit. But the goal is to make your ad spend back. If you spend 200,000, you want to make sure that that 200,000 comes back. You don't want to maybe spend 200 and 100 comes back. That means you're already short of 100,000. If you keep doing that, a time will come where you no longer have fund, because this is a small business. Let's be honest, we are not so much big. Even if you have 10 million naira to spend, you are still not so much big. If you keep spending without something coming in, it is going to get exhausted. So that is the method. You know what I did? I created a low ticket offer. It could be around 3K or 5K, but you want to make sure that it is a low ticket offer that people want. You test the offer and make sure that it is actually working. So I now sell the low ticket offer. When people buy, I add their detail in a system, maybe a lead email system, SMS system, and I keep following them up and I start pitching my high ticket offer. Statistics have revealed that if you do this, and I just say it very well, for every 100 person that buy your low ticket offer, you are sure that at least 5 of them is going to buy the upsell. Remember, the people that are buying the upsell, you are no longer spending money to bring them in. The only money you are going to be spending is just small money here and there. Maybe if you are sending SMS, you have to buy SMS credit. If you are using email list, you have to pay for autoresponder every month. If you are calling them, you have to pay for credit. All of those small things. But we are no longer spending money on Facebook ad to bring them in. And most importantly, you are all going to sell to those people that have bought from you. See, do you know that any moment somebody remove 1 naira to pay you, it means without any iota of doubt, that person have trusted you in some way. Because if somebody does not trust you, listen, nobody will buy from you if they don't trust you. Even if they need that thing you're selling, they still have to be some element of trust before they buy. And once somebody pay you, they have in their mind made you their seller. So you are going to keep on selling to them and they will not have any issue with it. Because if they had issue with it, they will not buy in the first place. This is one of the secret ingredients that most people are missing. But I have found out that it is one of the things I use to close sale a lot. All right. So the next thing we do here is maximum number of lead. I choose that. And I don't do anything in this cost per result. Listen, it's not every column on Facebook that you touch. There are just columns here that are not important. So you just leave it and do what is important. Next thing I do here is I just come back to the budget. Remember, I mentioned starting with low budget. I'm going to start with 2,000. If you are in another country, you can just start with $1 in any of your currency. That's fine. Now, for the scheduled date, I don't want you to start your advert in the evening. It is not always profitable. I would like you to always start your advert sometime in the morning, maybe 1 a.m., maybe 3 a.m., maybe 5 a.m., but not around 2 p.m. So if I'm creating an advert and maybe I want the advert to start at my recommended time, I can schedule it February, 2nd of February. I want the advert to start by 3 a.m. You know why I want it to start by 3 a.m.? Because after your advert gets approved, it goes through what we call preparing. If you have been running adverts, you probably know it goes through preparing. What is preparing? Preparing is going to help you, it's going to take some time before it finishes. And if you don't give it time, you'll now find out that your advert will end up starting in the afternoon, which is not what we want here. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll let the advert start by 3 a.m. in the morning. Make sure that this is a.m. and not p.m. I don't set end date, so let's proceed. Of course, location, you choose Nigeria or any state. If you're selling a physical product and you can only deliver in Lagos, why not go ahead and choose Lagos? If you are a business owner and you are in Abuja, maybe you have a restaurant, you are in Abuja, there's no need choosing every other state. You can just choose Abuja there. If you're selling a land and the land is in River State, you can just choose River State, or you can choose several states that is around River State, but you don't want to choose Nigeria if you know that your service is only tailored to a particular state. Because now you are going to now be wasting money reaching other people that probably don't need your offer because they cannot access it. You understand what I mean? But if I sell a digital product like I am, why not go for Nigeria? You know? At least you can deliver it via online, no matter the location. The next thing here is audience suggestion. Audience suggestion. Now, what we do in audience suggestion is sometimes I recommend that you use zero targeting. But if you don't want to use zero targeting, that is, you need to now start putting in the keyword. You can do that. So for the age, I can choose the age. Sometimes I can leave the age blank. I can say I want to target 26, 22 to 59 years. So you can choose whatever you want here. For the gender, I can choose men, I can choose women, I can choose all of them. So I want to target all of them. For the interest targeting, let's say this is for internet marketing. I can just type internet marketing. See, there is no secret keyword that you think you are going to find. So please don't pay for keyword. Don't pay for anybody to give you secret keyword that will give you say no. All the keyword here, for instance, if I want to target internet marketers and I type internet marketers here, I am certain that my advert is going to reach people that are interested in internet marketing. The only difference now is, what are you saying in the ad? How is the how is the ad very compelling? If it is not compelling, it's not the keyword that will make it to convert. It is what you are saying in the ad, how your video is, how your ad copy is, how you are passing the message that will make it know whether it is compelling or not. So I'm going to choose online advertising, which is marketing. I'm going to now go ahead and go for my placements. After I choose this audience, there's literally nothing I'm doing here again, but you can see the estimated audience here, 5 million to 6.9 million. So you can go ahead in the placement and click on edit. There is two type of placement. There's advantage plus placement. There's manual placement. Now, what is advantage plus placement? If you use Advantage Plus and you see it is recommended, you are literally telling Facebook, I don't know which part of your platform will get me the best result. I believe that you have the platform, you have the algorithm, you are so smart to know which of the platform will get me the best result, and I want you to spread my advert anywhere you deem fit. So you are giving Facebook that power. You know what Facebook will do for you? It works most times. It will now optimize your advert and look at where most of your conversion are coming from and push your advert more there. So if most of your conversion are coming from Messenger or Facebook or Instagram, they will push your advert more there. However, sometimes maybe if you just want to test in, you can just choose manual placement. Manual placement means you are going to use your hand to select the platform that you want to reach. For instance, I can tell Facebook, no, 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 no. I don't want to reach audience network. I don't know what that is. I don't want to reach people on Facebook. Sometimes they don't have money. I just want to reach people on Instagram. So you can see that it is only Instagram that is going to be checked. Your advert is only going to reach people on Instagram. That is what manual placement means. You now manually select what you want. Or you can tell Facebook, oh, Facebook platform and Instagram platform is actually the best part for me. I want to reach people there. So you can do that. Now, after you choose that one, you can now choose inside Facebook. I don't want to reach people on marketplace. I don't want to reach people on profile feed. I don't want to reach people on maybe notification, stories. You can just select whatever you want. This is You are just going to explore whatever you want and you can now decide. However, if you're a newbie, I would recommend that you just use automatic, because if you are selecting this, you don't even know what you are doing. You are just going to be confusing yourself. Oh, is it story that works? Is it feed that work? Before You don't have to waste time doing all of that. Just go for automatic. And I guarantee you, I still use automatic today and it still gives me results. And best of it all, I don't have to crack my brain about which place should I select, which one should I deselect. Those things will just scatter your head. All right. So once I do that, ladies and gentlemen, there is no other thing I'm doing in the ad set column. You see how I took all my time to define the ad set column? That's because it is one of the most important place to pay attention to. The ad set column tells you who you are going to reach. And the ad column, which is where we are going, tells you what those people you are going to reach will see on Facebook or on Instagram when they see your advert. So this is where ad copy comes in. This is where your video or image comes in. This is where your headline comes in. I'm sure you have seen some of adverts on Facebook and you know what I'm talking about. So let's go for the next, and it's going to take us to the ad column. Again, we are going to name it instant form test ad. Instant form test ad. Now, we have done this. So what we need to do now, our page is selected. We can use the same Facebook page for our Instagram account, or we can connect accounts. I don't want to go into that. If you want to learn how to connect your Instagram account, please check the video in the description and you'll be able to do that. Now, for the format, it's telling us, do you want to create a carousel ad or do you want to create a single image or video? What is a carousel ad? If you have watched video from Jumia, from Temu, you know that those adverts are the ones that are showcasing different products in one video. So you can just be swiping left and you'll be seeing different adverts. That is a carousel ad. If you wanted to create that advert, we'll just tap on this carousel here. But if you want to learn how to do that, I've done extensive and broken down video that will show you how to do that. The link will be in the description. So we are choosing single image or video. Now, the next thing we are doing here is we don't have instant form. I'm just going to assume that we don't have instant form. However, you can see that I've created one here, but I'm assuming that we don't have instant form for the purpose of newbies that are watching this. What do? Click on create a form. Now, for this form, we are going to create this form for flat tummy meal plan. So that's just what we're going to do. Flat tummy meal plan. Flat. So this is just the naming of the form, like the name, flat tummy meal plan, so that even when you have 5, 10 different forms, you can easily know which one to choose when you are running ad. So flat tummy meal plan, is it more volume we want? Use a form that is quick to fill out and submit on mobile device. Sometimes because I'm selling a product and I'm going to be calling them, I want to find a way to filter on serious people at least. So I'm going to use high intent. So add a review step that gives people chance to confirm their info. Okay, so I'm going to use high intent. And the next thing here is I'm simply going to choose next. It takes me to my headline. This is where I can now tell them, please fill. I can literally say anything I want here. For instance, please fill in your correct detail or your correct name and phone number. Please fill in your correct name and phone number. Okay, so you can see that, or I can decide to just do capital letter, but I'm just going to leave it on that because of this is just a test ad. So for the paragraph, I can give them maybe an idea of what they're paying for. So you are paying For instance, I'm not saying you should copy this, but I'm just giving you an example. You are paying 3,000 naira for a 30 days flat tummy me plan that will show you what to eat for breakfast. There was a mistake here. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 30 days. Then I can go ahead and tell them after filling the form, one of our coaches will call you in 24 hours. Okay, so I'm just trying to provide some of the details so that after they fill the form, they already have in their mind that, oh, I'm going to receive a call from this company because I just filled in my correct name and my detail. So the next thing I do here is I click on next. You see how it is actually very easy to create this thing. So the next thing I do is I want to filter them in some way. I want to ask them some questions before they actually fill in the form. Also remember I said the form, somebody is going to call them, and you don't want your staff or your sales closer to be wasting time on people who are not at least pre-qualified in a way. So you have to qualify them. That's where I'm going to add this question, and I'm going to use multiple choices. What is the question? Now, are you ready? Are you ready to pay 3,000 naira today? Today, not tomorrow, for the flat tummy me plan? I'll put a question mark. Now, the answers, you can give them some options. You can say, yes, I am 100%. This is what they are going to answer. I am 100% ready. Or you can say, no, I don't have the money yet. So I can tell you that this is the question. This is the first question. The second question is, I can just tell them, for instance, is your phone number correct and active? Because, okay, this is small letter. I like my question to be in capital letter so that they will not say they didn't see it. Is your phone number correct and active? Because we will call you. Okay, so you can now say yes. Or you can say maybe not sure. This is just like an example. You know what I'm doing? I am just giving them task. I want them to do something before they finally fill that form. Because if you just make it easy for them to just fill in their name, and remember that if you are running this advert, Facebook is the one that is going to automatically fill in the name and the email and the phone number, because they have given Facebook that detail when they registered. So what you are doing here is to make sure that they confirm that it is correct. Do you understand? You can simply decide to ask any other question. For instance, when I was running advert for a real estate, question I was asking is, how are you ready to invest in the next 30 days? What is your budget range? 10 million to 20 million, 1 million to 3 million, just something like that. You can even ask them, what is your most challenge when it comes to flat tummy? What is your biggest challenge when it comes to investing in land? And this is just a method that you use to qualify them. You can add up to 3 or 4 questions, but please note that the more tasks you give them, the more they will drop off, which is somehow a good thing, because the more they drop off, the more unserious people will not actually fill in the form. All right, but then your cost per lead is going to go up. And for some reason, I have noticed that it is better to pay 500 naira and get the best of lead than to be paying 100 naira and be attracting bunch of people, because those bunch of people is going to take all your time. You are not going to be able to get time to even nurture the people that are serious, because those people that are always going to come to your inbox, if you are calling them, you have a lot of number to call. Sometimes they will tell you it's a mistake, they did not even fill form, they are not interested. You don't want to do that. You want to only give your time to people who are serious and ready to actually buy. Does that make sense? Okay. Once we do that, the description now I can say fill in your correct details below. See, we are getting there. So phone number, email, and name. I'm going to first of all drag this. I want the name to come first. I want the phone number to come second, and phone number cannot be optional, please. I'm not going to check this optional, because if you check optional, people can skip it without filling their phone number. And remember that the purpose is for us to get their phone number so that we call them. So they give us phone number, name, and email. All right, name, phone number, and email. Now we can decide to build our email list, our email system, where we are going to be exporting this email and adding them maybe once in a day, or we can just automate it maybe using Zapier or other automation software. All right, the next thing we do here is we click on next. We're almost done creating this form. We click on next, and the privacy policy comes to play. This is a link. They are asking us to put link here, but I have found out that the best way to navigate this, most time you don't have a website, so you don't have a privacy policy, and you think you probably will not be able to achieve this one. Don't worry. You can just go and get a link on wa.link. This is one of the secrets I have used, and it has never failed me. So wa.link, I can just create a customized WhatsApp link. For instance, let me put my business phone number here, and I will just type any customized. I can just say hello. Okay, this is not. I can just say hello. How can I get your flat tummy me plan? Okay, so I'm just going to now generate my customized link. Voila, you see, I don't even need to pay for anything. This is just a free website. I didn't go for the premium version. I'm still on the free version, and it's going to generate this link for me. And immediately, I am now going to now use that link for that policy, and I guarantee you it's going to work. Now the link is out, so I'm just going to go there and click on this link he writes here. Let me copy this link. Copy, go back, and I'll put that link right here. I don't do any other thing. I don't do any other thing in the disclaimer. So I'm going to just click on next. You see this review screen. That is why we chose that high intent. This review gives people a chance to look over their info before they submit. That's why we use that method. Even this step that you just added can drop more on serious people off. The goal is before they now finally fill our form, they must have done a task that took them maybe 30, 60 seconds. If you cannot give me that 30, 60 seconds to submit your detail, I don't want to waste my time calling you, because you're probably not a good fit. If somebody is serious enough, they will probably go through all this process just to make sure that they get what they are looking for. The next thing I will click on, and on this one. So this is the last place. I can say congratulations, congratulations, you have submitted your details. Okay. Then for the description, I could say something like expect, just to prime them. Expect a call from one of our coaches within 24 hours. Expect a call from one of our coaches, and I can even let them know if your phone number is not correct. If your phone number is not correct, please fill in the correct one. Okay. Additional action I want them to take is I want them to go to my website, or you can want them to chat you on WhatsApp. So they are going to chat this number when they are finally filling the form. Or if you don't like this number, if you don't want this number, and you connected another number, for instance, like this one. So once they fill in the form and reach this place, they will now see a button that says chat on WhatsApp. You're seeing it here, but I like to make it capital letter too. Chat on WhatsApp. So it's not enough that they fill the form. They will also have the option at the end to chat somebody on WhatsApp, maybe our sales team or our customer representative. You see how we have created this form? Everything step by step. We're just going to click on create form. We do not have any hinge. We do not have any glitch. Our form has simply been created. Now, for this form, we're going to choose this one. Remember, if you want to choose the second one, you're going to bring this down, but we're going to choose this first one here. Before you come here, I always recommend that you make sure that you have created your ad copy and your video is already ready. So what we do here, we're going to set up our creative. For the purpose of this ad, we can use image or video, but let's use video creative. We're going to use this creative that one of my staff did, and I'm going to click next, skip, next, until you just end up finishing everything. Now, your ad copy must be ready. You ask me, why must it be ready? Because you don't want to now start writing the ad copy here. You are going to be in a hurry. You are going to be under pressure. Maybe your laptop is about to die. Maybe you just want to quickly go out. No, 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 no. You want to make sure that everything is already ready. So you just copy it and you paste. What I do is I have a Google Doc. So I have a Google Doc right here. Let me open a Google Doc, and you will see that there is a folder that I document all my ad copies. See, if you have been in this game for a long time, you want to find easy ways to make sure that things are easy for you. You don't want to be scattering and maybe confusing yourself all the time. So let me go back and get my ad copy, or I can just search something here. Ad copy, me plan ad copy. All right. So for instance, I could just copy this first copy, and maybe this is the copy that I want to use to run ad, right? I can now copy it. To copy is very easy. So let me just copy this detail here and just click on Ctrl C on my laptop, and it's going to copy. So I come back to my ad and I will do Ctrl V, and voila, I have pasted the ad copy that I have written. You must have written this copy before you come to this point. The next thing we do here is our email, our short headline. Is just maybe literally between 8 to 5 words that you just put here. And I have also written mine because I like to just write everything out. So this is the one line sentence that I'm going to use. I'm going to copy it again, Control C, and I'll come back in this headline option and I will do Control V, and I have pasted it. So as you are setting the advert, you are looking at the preview. This is what the advert is going to look like. You see how the video has started playing already at the background. If I don't want this face to show, I can decide to change this as a thumbnail. Now, changing it as a thumbnail does not mean that you are changing the video. It means you are changing the first thing that they are going to see before they play the video. For instance, let me do that so that you can even learn how to do it. So let me go back here, change this, edit media, edit video, go to thumbnail, go to manual thumbnail. Automatic means Facebook is going to decide which of these things here they are going to use. But I want manuals. I like to do most of this thing manual so that I don't give Facebook too much control. Most times anyways, not all the time. And I want them to see a picture of a food. Since I'm selling a meal plan, I want them to see a picture of a food. You understand? I'll click on continue. I'll click on save. Now, the food is going to appear on this place. Are you seeing it now? So this is what they are going to actually see. This is how the video is going to show. They're exactly like this. When they play it, that's when they start seeing this woman that is talking here. Do you understand? That is what we just did. The last thing we do here is to click and select the call to action. That is literally the last thing we do. Call to action, there are different ones, but because this is a paid offer, I like to just go for get offer. When they click on get offer, they will now be directed to that instant form lead that we created. All right. Please make sure that you check everything and make sure that everything is correct. You don't want to be in a hurry. I say this when you are creating your first ad, your second ad, your 10th ad. In fact, when you are creating your Facebook ad, don't be in a hurry. If you are stepping out, don't worry, go out and come back. If you are maybe your battery is dying, charge your battery before you come here, because if you're always in a hurry, I promise you probably skip something that is very important. See the way I took all my time to show you every step of the way. If you use this method, you must have created your first instant form ad that will run on Facebook. And then let me publish the ad just for the sake of this test. If I publish it at the end of the video, I'm going to now turn it off. All right. Now I have published the ad. The question is, the advert is now running. I have found out that I have gotten lead. Let me even show you the example of advert that I have gotten lead so that you can see what I mean. This is 39 instant form lead. This is 34 instant form lead. This is 37 instant form lead. This is my past advert anyways. The question is, where am I going to see all of this lead? How can I download this lead so that I can send it to my sales team, or so that I can open it and start calling them? Those leads, you are going to see their name, you are going to see their phone number, you are going to see their email address. How do you do that? I'll show you. Come here, click on all tools, and just find where there is instant form. So just look at here. Just look at here. You are going to see this instant form, right? Click on it. Immediately it's going to take you to a place where you see all the form that you created and all the lead that have come into that form. Even if you created that form last year, you are still going to see it here. So you can see this one, I created it last year when I was running weight loss training, and I got 1,898 lead. Now this one, I created it me plan form, and I got 1,949 lead. Now I'm going to now choose the page that will created this flat tummy meal plan, which is this one. You are going to see that flat tummy meal plan we created, which is this one. You see, I have not gotten any lead because we just created it February 1st. We just created it now. This one is another meal plan form that I've created since January 23. How do you download this form? How do you download this lead? You click on download. And if you have not downloaded any of these 597 lead, you are going to see download new lead 597. But why are you seeing 4? Let me explain. If you have 100 lead, for instance, and you download that 100 lead and no other lead comes in, if you come here again, you are going to see 0 new lead. But if you download 100 lead and maybe after 1 hour, another 5 lead have come in, if you come here, you are going to see 5 new lead. In other words, Facebook is doing this, and I love this method, that you don't keep downloading the lead that you have downloaded. Once you come here, you are going to see the new lead that have come in since you last downloaded your own last lead. So that's why you see 4 new lead since the last download, which is January 23rd, January 31st, 5:31 p.m. Now let's open another form here. Let's open the form on this second page. You are going to see that it's going to be, I just downloaded 120 something lead this morning. All right. So see, it's going to tell you 0 new lead since the last download. Why? One, no other lead have come in. But if I actually want to say, oh, I don't want to download new lead, I just want to download all the lead that have come into this form, I'll actually download by date range. You see, maximum, if I want to choose a date, I can select a date and click on update. You can see these updates right here. Let me take this away. You can see this update. Then I will now be able to see the lead that come. If I want to check the lead that come in on 28th of January and I click update, 173 came in on 28th. If I want to check the one that came in on 30th and I click on update, 228 came in on 30th. You see how this thing works? If I want to check the lead that came in just yesterday, 274. You see how it works? However, if I want to download all the leads that have ever come in on this form, I'll click on maximum 1,949 and I'll just hit download. And they are going to show me, do you want to download it in CSV or do you want to download it in XLV? Once it's done, prepare, because the lead are actually much over almost 2,000 leads. So once it's done preparing, they are going to ask me which of the format do you want to download? Is it CSV? Is it SLS? So I'm going to click CSV and it start downloading. You see, it have downloaded. I'm not going to open it. You know why? My customer details, their phone number, their name, their email is there. So I'm not going to show you that. But if you want to open it, you just double click and it goes to open in your MX Excel. This is the easiest way you do instant form lead, and you can now send it to your team on WhatsApp. You can send it to them on their email, and they start calling this lead and start closing sale. See, in 2026, try to put more effort in your marketing. Not all those lazy man marketing. If you now encounter difficulty, say, this one is hard though, I don't want to do that. That hard thing is what is going to get you result this year. So go and start running ad with instant form lead, download those lead, call them, close them on the sale, and you start making sale. Maybe in another video, I can show you some of the templates that I use to close sale, the kind of question I ask them, the kind of scripts that I follow. But for now, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn on notification bell, and make sure that you like this video. Until I come again next time, if you want to learn exactly how you can create your advert in 2026, maybe you want to run WhatsApp advert, just click on this video right here. I'm going to see you in the next video.